Dude, come on!
I'm starting to think you're onto something, sis. We really are just being messed with.
This is friggin' ridiculous, man!
There's roller coasters, and then there's stuff like this last few weeks. I can't even.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
Well, let's get this over with. You all ready to tune in?
I'm Rila,
I'm Riley.
and this is probably gonna be...
A long episode.
I feel your pain, Riley.
Do we have to talk about this?
I'm sorry, do you remember all the times you made me talk about sword art?
Okay, to be fair, it was funny.
Whatever, just get on with it.
Fine. So, Teen Titans Go to the Movies just cast 3 big staples of the Justice League.
I still can't believe this is even a thing. Why is this Teen Titans show getting a movie? The other one didn't.
Trouble in Tokyo?
I mean, yeah, but this one's going to actual theaters, which means even more people are gonna see it than the actual show.
And then the stigma will continue that cartoons are for kids and superheroes are stupid. Trust me, I get it, but there's really nothing to be done about it.
Did they at least get anyone good to play these roles?
Good one.
Oh no.
I'll just preface this by saying that these aren't major roles, they're all cameos. Still, for Wonder Woman, we've got Halsey.
The singer?
That what she is? I'll be honest, this is the first time I've heard of her.
Well, that's an odd choice.
And Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, will be played by the rapper Lil Yachty. And no, I don't care if I said that wrong.
What? Okay, you can't be serious.
Oh, but I am. One of the strongest personalities in the Justice League is going to be played by a mediocre lyricist with the enthusiasm of a grandma on NyQuil. And that is my being nice. If I cared more, it'd probably make me livid. But it's a small cameo in a movie I already want nothing to do with, so I think I'm good.
Ugh, I'm gonna need to break out the brain bleach after this.
Oh yeah, and Nick Cage is gonna be playing Superman.
Excuse me?
Yup.
I mean, that could be either amazing or amazingly awful. There's no gray area. But why?
Probably chasing down a meme. Cage was actually up for the role of Superman ages ago in a movie called Superman Lives. There was even a documentary on it. It's actually pretty interesting. You guys should check it out if you get a minute. On to news I actually give a crap about. Let's talk about Infinity War and just how much of a ballsy move AMC's pulling.
Wait, huh? In what way is Infinity War a risk?
It isn't, but running a full-length Marvel movie marathon leading up to it that goes on for about 31 hours is...
Holy, that long?
Yup. Turns out watching every single Marvel movie back-to-back takes more than a day. That's just crazy, dude.
I guess some diehard fans are gonna be bringing their sleeping bags.
Guess. That's seriously huge. But I don't know how much business sense it makes. I don't imagine a ton of people are actually gonna go for something like that. So it'd be a huge investment for, honestly, not a whole lot of return. I mean, the last time I heard of them doing anything like this was leading up to the first Avengers movie. Back when a marathon took about half a day, maybe. But I've underestimated the power of fandom before, so we'll see how this goes. So, here's some news that won't shock anyone. The new Tomb Raider movie's early reactions are mostly mixed.
Wow, what a shock. A video game movie isn't met with huge praise.
I've seen some reviews that mention how faithful it is to the 2013 game and its excellent reinvention of the Lara Croft character. But I've also seen some bashing it for being unimaginative and soulless.
And you?
From all accounts, big fans of Tomb Raider will probably like it. At least that's what I've heard. Hope that's the case because the trailers sucked. But as video games go, Lara Croft, the 2013 version anyway, is easily one of my favorite female characters, right up there with Samus and Midna, and even newer additions like Aloy. So I hope this turns out cool. This is a really short story, guys, but congrats to Lynda Carter!
She's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame!
For reference, she was the first TV Wonder Woman back in the 70s.
Wait, but what about Kathy Lee?
Like I said, she was the first TV Wonder Woman. Unless we want to talk about Super Friends, I guess.
Got it.
Anyway, these days she also plays the president on CW's Supergirl, which is a nice little nod to her status as comic book royalty. And on top of that, she's just a generally awesome person. Glad she's getting this honor. Speaking of female comic book royalty, let's talk about one of my favorite writers again, shall we? I didn't really talk much about it before, but Gail Simone, who I often have to remind people isn't on some exclusive deal with DC, is taking the reins in a new Domino ongoing title from Marvel. And to top it off, we have a first look at it. I'll link it down below because it's pretty cool.
Isn't Domino gonna be in the upcoming Deadpool movie?
Some version of her, yes. Wishing him luck, honestly. I've never been that big on the character. After all, she's pretty closely tied to X-Men stuff. But if Gail's writing it, I'll totally give it a look. And then there's an actual DC series she's working on. One that isn't Batgirl or Birds of Prey related. Nope. This time she's taking on Plastic Man.
Plastic Man? That goofy Mr. Fantastic ripoff?
Ah, spoken like someone who's never picked up a comic. Actually, my dear sister, Plastic Man came first. In fact, he was around during the Golden Age. And in fact, Mr. Fantastic didn't even come around until 6 years after the original dime store Plastic Man, the Elongated Man, who, I will note, only exists because the creator wasn't aware DC had the rights to Plastic Man to begin with.
Yikes. Early comic book history is really messy.
And also painted by fanboys who use their feelings as facts instead of doing, actual research. Or at least asking someone who knows what they're talking about. It's fine though. Mr. Fantastic is cool in his own right. But after reading up on Gail's interview, I'm way excited to see her take on Plastic Man. The character is traditionally more of a comedian type, but she actually has some pretty cool insight into where the humor comes from. Anyway, that 6-issue miniseries will be on the way soon. Can't wait. And now back to Marvel. So as a part of their big relaunch or whatever, all new Wolverine is coming to an end in favor of a new X-23 title.
Ouch. I know how much you were liking that one.
Yeah, well, I honestly didn't much care for Laura being Wolverine in the first place. I always thought the best way for female superheroes to really stand out was for them to have their own identities, instead of just taking over the ones that were traditionally male. It's why I'm still not big on the whole female Thor thing when we could have just kept Valkyrie, for example. Same as why I'm not big on Carol Danvers being Captain Marvel. Though I guess Miss Marvel isn't technically much better, but that's beyond the point. I don't mind at all that Laura's going back to the X-23 handle. It has a huge degree of personal significance to specifically her. Significance that the Wolverine mantle just doesn't. It's important to her, sure, but X-23 is something that's hers, and only hers. As long as they keep telling the kinds of stories the all-new title was telling, I'm good. Alright, now let's talk games. First up, there's a new monster coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say a monster? I meant a devil.
God, that's cool.
Broly is coming to the game as DLC. As problematic as Broly is, representing what I think is probably the biggest problem that shonen anime face, I can't deny it. Dude is friggin' cool. Dumb as all hell, but cool. So I'm looking forward to see what he brings to the game.
Which is code for, I want to see how quickly I can beat him with Android 18.
Just saying, she is still the only main female character in the thing who can still fight with the best of them. On top of that, she's just a badass and all-around amazing character.
Hey, no argument here.
In other news related to Tomb Raider, there's a rumor going around that there's a new Tomb Raider game on the way this year.
Wait, seriously? A whole game? Just surprising the entire fanbase like that?
Right? That's suspicious as hell. But if the rumors are true, it's gonna be called Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Wow, such an original title.
Yeah, but it'd supposedly conclude the trilogy of games focused on Lara Croft's origin as the Tomb Raider, so that could be pretty damn awesome.
Yep, though after seeing you play the first two, I think it still warrants saying. Poor Lara. Japan time!
Thank God, we're winding down.
Yeah, don't get too excited. Anyway, first up, let's talk about Cutie Honey. Full disclosure, I love me some magical girls.
Understatement of the century.
Shut up. Anyway, I love magical girls, but I've never actually seen Cutie Honey, one of the originators of the action magical girl subgenre. So, I'm actually looking forward to using Cutie Honey Universe as sort of a jumping on point, and maybe from there actually get into some of the older stuff.
Pretty good strategy, honestly.
But the actual news is that there's been a casting update. Atsuko Tanaka has been cast as Sister Jill, and Ria Kugimiya has been cast as Tarantula Panther. They're joining Maya Sakamoto as Honey and Yui Horie as Natsuko Aki. Obviously, these are both pretty big names. Atsuko Tanaka, for example, is probably best known as Motoko in Ghost in the Shell. More recently, she was in A Certain Scientific Railgun and God Eater. Then there's Rie Kugimiya, who, well, is basically all over the place. Generally typecast as tsunderes like in Toradora, Zero no Tsukaima, and Shakugan no Shana. She's also in A Certain Magical Index, Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, Kyosogiga, Fairy Tail. The list just goes on for a while.
I bet.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Cutie Honey Universe. With talent like this behind it, I hope it goes really well. Oh boy. Alright, strap in, folks.
That bad, huh?
Not bad, no. Just a lot to cover. 7C's just got the licenses to a bunch of new stories.
Oh, that all?
Yep, so they've got Total Eclipse of the Eternal Heart, now loading, Oops, I messed up and made the wrong person into a magical girl, and The Ideal Sponger. Phew, that was a mouthful.
Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is explain that magical girl one.
Oh, that one. Well, here's the description. While searching for a brave candidate to become a magical girl and defend the world from evil, a mythical creature finds Kaio Majiba, a cute young lady who seems like the perfect fit. But when this newly turned magical girl proves to be a crude delinquent who goes berserk in a conflict, it becomes clear that this may have been a terrible mistake. Now, evil and any innocent bystanders will face the rage of a magical girl gone wrong.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds funny as hell, and now I wanna read it.
Actually, I think I know which one I might enjoy out of all of this.
Oh yeah?
Yep, Total Eclipse of the Eternal Heart. High schooler Hoshino Terumichi has been haunted by a recurring dream. A young man, a century earlier, dying at the hands of another man he calls Sensei. This dream or curse is about to merge with reality when a mysterious, attractive classmate named Yamada Omihito steps into Terumichi's life.
Wait, is that?
A BL manga? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Sound like it might interest you?
Why the hell would I give a crap about that?
You know, lying to yourself isn't healthy for you, sis. You should just accept everything you are. It'll make for a much happier life.
Yeah, and probably a short one the more I have to put up with you.
So rude! How could you be so heartless to your loving sister?
About as easily as I can swipe the list right from under your nose without you noticing.
Wait a minute, when did you?
You know, now loading sounds interesting. Takagi Suzu has a lot of ups and downs working in the video game industry, but she's about to level up. Sakurasuke Kaori, a powerful director in the company who made Takagi's favorite game, has come to guide Takagi on her next mission. Sakurasuke can be a bit harsh, but she's also an experienced leader who will help Takagi gain advanced skills, and the two women might just unlock a new romance along the way. Huh. Hey sis, this actually seems like it might be right up your alley now that I think about it.
Don't be ridiculous. That's...
You know sis, it's not healthy to lie to yourself like that. If you're honest with yourself, it'll lead to a much healthier life.
I'm not. I just mean I can't be reading every yuri that crosses my desk. Do you have any idea how many of them are just fan service or mindless fluff? A girl's gotta be a bit more selective than that.
Sure. So I've got a bit of a story this time. The Ace Attorney anime is getting a second season.
You weren't really a fan of the first one, right?
I didn't give it that much of a chance, but it definitely wasn't doing anything for me early on. Sometimes wonky animation, not helped by just plain weird pacing, didn't make for the most engaging thing I've ever seen.
So I take it you aren't exactly thrilled about season 2?
Actually...
Wow, seriously? You changed your mind about something?
Oh, zip it. Look, we'll call it cautious optimism, but yeah, I am kind of excited now. Season 2 is gonna feature Godot, hands down the best case of the original Ace Attorney trilogy. So if they can do that whole thing justice, then yeah, it'll be a really awesome watch, I think. Looking forward to seeing how they handle it.
And now let's finish this up with Dragon Ball Super news.
This one's a two-parter. So we all know by now that not long ago, a Dragon Ball Super movie was announced. Well, now we have some staff and a release date.
Surprising absolutely no one, Akira Toriyama is handling the script and character design. Tatsuya Nagamine is directing the film, with Naohiro Shintai as the animation director and Kazuo Ogura as the art director. The film's actually going to exactly follow the events of the Tournament of Power arc, which is interesting. It'll premiere on December 14th.
And then there's the manga to talk about. Toyotaro, Toriyama's successor on the Dragon Ball manga, confirmed that the manga would be continuing. There wasn't a whole lot of clarification on that, whether it meant they'd keep going with new story arcs, adapt the movie, or whatever. But it was still pretty reassuring for fans to hear that it'd live on. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this.
As long as it's nothing like GT, I think we're all good.
Rila, please don't jinx it!
And that's our show, everyone!
Good. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a movie to get to. You can close this one out? Cool, thanks.
I think not. You're gonna sit here and close up with me.
Come on, man. This took way longer than we wanted it to. I gotta get going already.
Then I guess you'd better talk fast, huh?
Fine. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, give that like button a zap. And support the show by clicking that Patreon link in the description.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new video.
Check out the site for our source links and the links to all the new releases this week, plus a bunch of other awesome content from the guys.
This has been Bulletoon Weekly. I'm Rila.
I'm Riley, and as always,
Stay tuned!